Thanks for joining me as I travel the world, going from fine dining through to street food and local specialties, all in an effort to find the world's best seafood.
Hey folks, welcome to Kathmandu in Nepal. You wouldn't be able to tell from behind me, but tonight we're on a seafood journey in Nepal. Now, I realize a lot of people may be surprised by that. I often hear from people that you shouldn't eat seafood unless you can see the ocean from where you are. I kind of get it. It's partly a joke, it's partly snobbery, but it's also partly that a lot of seafood is great, really fresh. But tonight we're going to a Japanese place. It's called Mako's at the Dwarika Hotel, this super fancy hotel in Kathmandu. And the reality is that a lot of seafood is actually not fresh. It's been frozen at sea. Now, this place, as well as serving all kinds of grilled items, do serve sushi and sashimi. Now, I know that that would set off alarm bells for a lot of people, but when I hear someone say, "Oh my god, the tuna sushi was so delicious, it was so fresh," it kind of signals that they don't really know what they're talking about, to be honest, because, for example, tuna is actually caught at sea, killed instantly, drained of blood, and frozen, and then it's often marinated or aged before it's actually served. So freshness is not necessarily tied to quality when it comes to sushi and sashimi. Unagi is almost always served after it's been frozen, unless it's at the farm where it was raised, and it's true for a lot of the different sushi and sashimi you have anywhere in the world. It may have been caught in South America, may have been caught near Japan or near Australia. It's been frozen, it's been treated well, and then it's been flown to wherever it's going to. Even if you're eating sushi in a different part of Japan, it's almost certainly been frozen in the past. So if you have a talented chef with great rice, great skills, and good fish that's been flown in, there's no reason why it can't be world class. I'm not expecting that tonight, but I'm looking for something nice to tide me over, because once I head into the mountains in a couple of days in Nepal, it's going to be basic food. So let's give them a fair shot and see how Mako's do for sushi. So taking a look inside, the decor was actually really nice, surprisingly traditional. You could have been anywhere in the world. The staff were also really lovely and attentive and traditionally dressed. They also had kimonos hanging on the wall. Taking a look at the menu, they had two options for sashimi, a small and a large. A bunch of different sushi nigiri options, all served in two pieces and reasonably priced by world standards. Then they had different sushi rolls, as well as a range of side dishes, deep fried items, teppanyaki, different grilled fish. There was a fairly complete menu. The strategy I ended up going for, I got a small bottle of chilled sake, and I did go for the large sashimi. This was a bit of a crapshoot, but I thought I would order this and only this first, check out the quality of the fish before anything else, and then decide if I should go cooked or for more raw stuff afterwards. Taking a look at all the different fish, I have to say the salmon was fine. It was as good as you would get in a basic place in Sydney or New York. The mackerel, to my surprise, was actually outstanding. It was delicious, some of the best I've had. This is always aged and usually marinated or kind of preserved, and it came up just beautifully. The tuna, unfortunately, was a little bit sinewy and a little bit watery. I feel like the way they thought it out wasn't really done lovingly. And the back piece was also slightly frozen, which I have to say as well, the octopus was all quite frozen, unfortunately. The clam, however, was really quite good. On the back of that, I decided to order a couple of pieces of sushi. They were out of the scallop, so I got prawn and the unagi. Now, that is actually ocean eel. It's really common to get it at a sushi bar, but not at a traditional place. The prawns were really beautifully presented. They'd actually trimmed the tail up more than I'd seen anywhere, but the flavor was so-so. And the eel was actually outstanding. Really good. So good, in fact, I ordered 2 more pieces. But the rice was mushy and really badly prepared. For the final dish, I ordered shio salmon. It was 3 really thin strips, and they were all really overcooked. That was a little bit disappointing. So, what was the damage? Considering I had bottled water, sake, the the large sashimi, unagi, the prawn, and the salmon shio. It came in at, before tax and tip, it was 8,790 rupees with the 10% service charge, which is pretty common here, and then the 13% value-added tax. It came in at $10,926. Now, by Nepal standards, that's hugely expensive, but I have to say, I've spent more and gotten worse food in New York and Sydney and most places around the world. So, thumbs up from me for Mako's. Okay, so look, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't world class, that's for sure, but to be honest, it was pretty good. I mean, I'm satisfied. It's probably just about the most expensive meal I could possibly have in Nepal, costing around $100 all in with tax and service charge. But overall, it was good. I mean, the two big letdowns were, one, the rice. That's inexcusable in my opinion. That's a big no-no. But the two other things, the salmon being so overcooked and the sashimi still being frozen, they're disappointing, but I really think it has a lot to do with the kind of clientele they get here that are tourists that are really wary about not wanting to get a tummy bug. Listening to what people were ordering, every kind of meat and fish well done, please. And then what they were discussing, that they didn't think it was safe to have room temperature fish, makes me wonder if the way they serve these things has been shaped by that. Anyway, it was a good meal. I'm glad that I had it. The unagi was fantastic. The mackerel was excellent as well. Two things that are often not very well prepared. So I'm satisfied, and if you're here and you feel like indulging, the more than a night's hotel on a dinner, then definitely check it out. Stay tuned, folks. I'll be bringing you more world's best seafood from exotic places all around the world. Please do like and sub.